This is my 2000 BMW E46. It's got a completely stock 2.5 litre M52 engine in it. We've since thrown a Maxpeedingrods turbo at it, upgraded the fuel system to handle E85, and today we're going to send it to the dyno for tuning and see what we get out of it. Now I was thinking if I can hit at least 250 horsepower at the wheels, I'll be happy. I know it doesn't seem like much, but compared to what these output at the factory, that's going to be a decent upgrade. I think they put out like 168 horsepower, and I think that's like flywheel horsepower too, so obviously more is better, but I don't want to go for the moon and, you know, blow up to smithereens either. I guess there's 3 outcomes that can happen. Is we hit the horsepower target. Second, there's something's not right that we can't hit the horsepower target. Or third is catastrophic failure. So first 2 I'll be happy with. Not so much the third one, but also we learn from our mistakes, right? So we'll see what happens. So I took the car to Cleveland Dyno, one of the best, if not the best tuners in Brisbane. They're also part of Nugget Garage YouTube channel. Definitely to go check that out. They do some crazy stuff. They actually do some really high-end stuff also, so I'm very fortunate that they took me on. So I got it off the trailer and left it in Scott's capable hands. By the time I went and got a coffee and come back, we were already seeing results. ...243 horsepower at the wheels. First run. That's pretty good. I was not expecting that this early in the piece. That puts us past 3 litre engine swap power output, so I'm pretty happy with that. Obviously I wanted more than that, but I know Scott's not done, so let's see what else he can do. ...254 horsepower at the wheels. That is sick. That was my goal, 250. That's what would have made it good for me and made it drive better. I can drive out of there a happy man, so we'll just leave it at that, I think. Nah, let's keep going. ...278 horsepower at the wheels. I did not expect that out of such an entry-level turbo setup. Granted, we are running on E85, so we can push it a bit further, but still, man, I am stoked. Alright, now we've hit a bit of a wall. Something seems to be choking it out. We're sort of struggling to get to like the 280 mark. We're not too sure what it is. Once it hits high RPMs, like sort of 5.5 and beyond, something chokes it out and it can't feed any more boost in for some reason. I know these factory M52 TU manifolds can be a bit restrictive, and they do have the DISA valve, which we thought maybe could have been the problem. So we did try some workarounds, disconnecting it, but it still does run on vacuum, so we don't know if that was sort of pushing it, but we were keeping our eye out to see if the shaft was moving at high RPM. Did it move? So we disconnected the DISA valve and then put the boost up a couple of clicks. I think now it's about 6 pound maybe, and run it up again. ...290 horsepower, this is crazy. I just wanted to wake the car up a little bit. Now we're so close to 3, I want to push it to 300 because it's a nice round number. Now it is still choking out at the top end for some reason. We haven't quite worked it out, but we are still gaining horsepower. 300 wheel horsepower. That is incredible. With a cheap turbo, E85, stock engine, that puts us past M3 wheel horsepower. That is awesome for a budget setup. Now we're still getting it choking out at the top end. We're not too sure why. Scott was noticing that throttle was hitting 50% once we were hitting those higher RPM ranges. And it seemed the more boost we fed it, the quicker the throttle valve would shut to 50%. So might have to revisit that. Might get an upgraded manifold, throttle body, maybe some head studs and see if we can push it a bit further. But for now, that's double the horsepower that this car came out with. That is going to make it way more fun to drift. How reliable will it be? Well, you'll have to keep watching the channel and find out and see if we don't detonate this thing. But for now, 300 horsepower at the wheels is awesome. So if you see on the dyno graph, there's quite a sharp dip right at the top. That is the issue we're facing. It actually had more to go, but with this throttle issue that was kind of shutting off, that is still fine for me. I am happy with that much. Even if it's got more in it, I'd rather play it safe. Double the horsepower is fine by me. All right, now if you're interested in doing this yourself and you're not caught up, I'll show you how I did it. Oh, actually, before I forget, I do have to quickly plug my new merch here before it blows away. Here we got Burtis Build shirts now, and on the back, I got the BMW drift set. Subframe reinforcements, blown head gaskets, broken drive shafts, broken grills, broken lollipops, all the usual stuff. I've had a few of these issues, but I'm sure I'll be ticking more off in the future. So yeah, if you know, you know. Probably no one else is going to understand this shirt unless they own an E46 or an E36. If you want to support the build, or you just need a new rag for your shop, link in the description. Also, I'll chuck it in the pinned comments. I've also got hoodies as well. All right, now if you want to boost your BMW, this is how to do it. Doesn't mean it's the wrong or right way, this is just how I did it. Now I've since removed the hood exit just because I'm getting it cross welded up in it. So we got a Maxpeedingrods turbo with a built-in internal wastegate. Maxpeedingrods bottom mount manifold flipped up the other way. Now there is some modifications that has to happen for that, but not much. Then all the piping and clamps is just from Autobarn. Turbo Smart Boost T. Greddy intercooler that I picked up from Marketplace. Blow-off valve that I picked up from Marketplace. Intake hose with the ICV valve pipe on it was from eBay. Bosch 660cc injectors. Each works 340 litre per hour fuel pump. Drift HQ Vanos oil feed line. And KDFI 1.4 plug and play ECU. Obviously there's a bit of fabrication work that has to happen as well, but that's the basics of it. And that's the way I did it. I'm not saying it's right or wrong. You definitely boost it with a lot more, as in a lot more money and better hardware. You can probably do it with less. Having the fuel system up to the task is probably the most important thing. But yeah, we'll see what happens next.